Hello everyone and welcome back to From Code to Cloud. I'm Maria Kalendarova with our tech host Christo Stoichev, and today we'll be discussing a topic that's getting a lot of attention today, Nutanix and Kubernetes. Are you ready to break this down for us, Christo?
Hello, and absolutely, Maria. Today's topics is quite interesting because it's cover Nutanix and Kubernetes, which is a hot topic for many organizations that face a real headache managing the infrastructure for their Kubernetes application and workloads. This time, I'll go first with the questions because Maria is our Nutanix expert. So let's start with the basics. What exactly is Nutanix for everybody of our listeners who haven't heard it before?
So Nutanix is a hyperconverged infrastructure, essentially combining compute, storage, and networking into one integrated system. Instead of managing separate servers, storage arrays, and network switches, we get nodes that work together as a unified system. I can give you an example with smartphones that replace separate devices like camera, like GPS, music player, and even the phone itself. Now we have it, all of these devices, we have them in one only. And Nutanix does the absolutely same thing, but for data centers.
So, following your analogy, it's like instead of carrying a backpack full of things and tools, it's one phone that does it all, or one platform, in our case, that does it all.
Yes, exactly that. We have some key pieces like AHV, their built-in hypervisor with no additional licensing. We also have Prism, that is their intuitive management console, the distributed storage fabric that pulls all of the storage nodes into one system. Plus, we have add-ons like volumes for block storage, files for file storage, and self-service for application development deployment templates.
Okay, so it sounds like one platform that traditionally needs multiple tools and vendors to be assembled, right?
Yes, exactly that. We no more have integration headaches between different systems. So, since your main focus in work is Kubernetes, can you tell us why Nutanix and Kubernetes are well suited for each other?
Here's the thing, Maria. So Kubernetes is great at orchestrating application and workloads. However, for managing the infrastructure and underlying layer, like the compute, storage, and networking, we still need tools like the Nutanix. And here's the thing, that Nutanix is all of the box of all those things. So Nutanix deliver the infrastructure and the Prism Center, providing us the unified UI where we can still managing those infrastructure resources and the Kubernetes clusters. And a quick example is, imagine a retail company that launching a new store today. So Kubernetes will managing and scale everything application layer, as we said, such as search engine, payments, other catalogs and backend, front end, backend, middleware, but still the infrastructure layer, the compute, the network, and storage need to be managed from Nutanix, as example, and it's provide the availability for the developers to not think about the traffic and spikes, but rather on focusing on developing those features and services.
Mm-hmm. So this sounds to me like we have cloud agility with on-premises control.
Exactly. You get the flexibility and what we call in the cloud the elasticity, but still not sacrificing the stability of the system.
I read in your post that outlines a few ways to run Kubernetes on Nutanix. Walk us through those options, please.
Sure, let's break it down. We have three options, and the first one is, as always, the self-managed. So you're responsible for provisioning the virtual machines, in our case in Nutanix, and after that to configure and install the Kubernetes with tools like Kube-ADM, K8s, Kind, Rancher, and many more. But that's responsibility is in you to configure everything else, like the networking configuration, the storage configuration, how availability upgrades and security patches.
So we have the full control here, but also the full responsibility.
Indeed. So the second option is Nutanix Kubernetes Engine. This is a Nutanix managed Kubernetes service that formerly called Carbon. So it's a Nutanix Kubernetes Engine provides automatic cluster provisioning throughout their UI Prism Center. You get an easy setup, centralized and automated upgrades and lifecycle from the Prism and Nutanix. It is coming with built-in monitoring, for example, Prometheus, and for logging, we can use the Elasticsearch. Everything else as a storage and networking is also managed by Nutanix. For example, for networking, we can use tools like Calico or Funnel. And the third option is the Nutanix Kubernetes Platform. So it's leverage everything we said for the Nutanix Kubernetes Engine on top of additional tools and services for observability, for service mesh, GitOps, and many more. It's important note to say that it's not part of the Prism Center. It's using a separate UI. However, Nutanix mentioned that from October 2025 this year, the Kubernetes engine will be obsolete, and the only option available for their Kubernetes services will be the Nutanix Kubernetes Platform.
So Nutanix Kubernetes Platform will incorporate the Kubernetes engine and will add multi-cluster and multi-environment capabilities.
Indeed. It's important to mention that Nutanix Kubernetes Platform is built on top of Cluster API, which provide the fleet management, and it's like Kubernetes managing Kubernetes. On top of that, it's still running the native upstream of the Kubernetes and many additional tools and services that we said.
I've also read that there is another Kubernetes managed solution in Nutanix Marketplace from your blog post. What can you tell us about that?
That's the fourth option, and it's called OpenShift. OpenShift is a product built by Red Hat. So from Nutanix Marketplace, you can provision the OpenShift. However, have in mind that it's still coming with its own licensing, and it's bit pricey. It's great Kubernetes service, but it's heavily tailored by Red Hat, and it's used its own custom resource definitions and operators to managing a lot of services, additional services and tools. But more about OpenShift in the coming episodes.
How does this stack up against other Kubernetes options like VMware Tanzu, Red Hat OpenShift, or even cloud services like Azure Kubernetes?
Let's start with the VMware Tanzu. It's similar to the Nutanix. VMware Tanzu, it's a VMware product, so tightly integrated with their tools and services like vSphere. So if you're already a VMware ecosystem, you're part of their ecosystem, it feels natural to go in that path. However, there's a trade-off dealing with complex licensing and multiple layers of managed. Nutanix aims to simplify that one and provide an integrated platform in one. As we said, Nutanix Kubernetes Engine, it's linear, focusing on cluster provisioning and lifecycle management, while Nutanix Kubernetes Platform provide on top of that additional tools and services. Also, the management of multiple clusters in different environments, as we said. It could be on-premises, it could be cloud or hybrid. So the third option is the OpenShift. And here the Red Hat provides us with very solid and heavier, some and pricey Kubernetes service, which provides additional tools like CI/CD, developer portals, and many more. But if you need, and it's very powerful, but if you need more straightforward and standardized Kubernetes services, you can look in the other options that we said, like VMware or Nutanix. And the fourth option is the Azure Kubernetes Service. It's a fully managed Kubernetes service by Microsoft in their cloud platform, Azure. So if you're already in and using cloud services, it's a natural choice. However, if you have some data or government requirements, it's more complex to go on-premises and hybrid scenarios. You need additional tools and services as Azure Arc, VPNs, and network configurations to use.
So the choice of what to use depends on your specific requirements and the existing infrastructure.
Exactly. So it comes down to your priorities. Do you need tight cloud integration, or you need a developer tooling? In that case, it will be the OpenShift. Or you can go and search for balanced solutions for infrastructure plus Kubernetes in one place. That will be the VMware and Nutanix solutions. In summary, Nutanix gives you a strong integrated foundation for Kubernetes. You can run it self-managed for full control, use Nutanix Kubernetes Engine for easier operation, or go with Nutanix Kubernetes Platform for single or multiple cluster management with built-in tools like Service Mesh, GitOps, and many more. No matter the options you choose, you get cloud-like agility and keeping your infrastructure consistent.
So the big takeaway here seems to be the speed, actually, going from zero to production-ready Kubernetes in minutes while still maintaining full visibility and control.
Right. So you don't have to choose between easy of use and control. You have them both with Nutanix.
Perfect. That wraps up today's episode on Nutanix and Kubernetes. Thank you, Christo, for breaking this down for us. And thank you to all of our listeners for tuning in. Don't forget to subscribe, share, and send us your questions. We love hearing from you.
Thanks, Maria. Great discussion as always. And see you in the next episode.